Okay, welcome back to part 3, and I made a bunch of mistakes in the prior videos, so I'm going to explain what I did, how I fixed everything, and how we should be okay. Okay, first off, when I fought the villain and lost after I defeated the mongrel wizard, I should have taken two damage. So I did that and discarded. Now, also, I had only a couple cards in my hand. Whoops, wrong cards. Had a couple cards left in my hand, and 2 of them were were armor. So what happened is that I rolled a 5 and she was an 11, so I would normally take 6 damage. But because I have these cards, I was able to reduce it by 4. Now, it doesn't even matter because I still would have had to discard these cards anyways. Now, when you take damage more than what you have in your hand, you discard the entire hand, but you do not pull from the top of the deck. It's just what's in your hand. So if it goes over that, it's just that's it. So I have no hand right now, and now I have to re-up my hand, which I'm doing right now. But I lost some critical cards that I had. So now I'm up to 4, which is my hand, and as you can see, my life is significantly lower. Now the other thing is because the main villain escaped, okay, you don't grab all the other villains and shuffle them and then redistribute them. What happens is you go into the box and you pull out some blessings, and you shuffle those with the villain, and then you distribute it to the different locations. So you end up with your villain and a henchman in the same thing. Now the only thing that that I'm a little confused about, if there's a villain and a henchman, I don't know if I can close the location because I don't know where the villain might be. So that is something that I got kind of confused with, and I'm still trying to figure out an answer. So if anybody knows that answer, please let me know. So what I did is I took and I added some blessings to each of the decks, and I think I have everything where it should be, and I think we're ready to go. So as we left off, this whole location was a complete disaster. So we're going to get Adwin out of there, and since we shuffled everything around, I got a good feeling that it might be someplace else. So what I'm going to do is take Adwin, I'm going to move her to the Forsaken Cluster. Now we've already closed the Manor House. The other thing I have to do is turn my blessing deck. Now all the other things I did, I'm pretty sure I have right. Now if anybody sees anything in the video, please let me know, and that'll help greatly. So we have 5 cards in our hand. I have her all squared away here with all the things that I need to know about her. At the start of my turn, I can search. You can search your deck or discard pile for a cohort. Now, is there a cohort there? No. I wish I had that for poor Alan, because basically my cohort is actually in the discard pile now. So we're going to now explore. So we're going to turn it over, and wouldn't you know, for all the bad luck, it's a henchman. So the Custo Demon is immune to acid, mental, and poison traits. If evaded, shuffle this monster into a random open location. Before you act, the Custodial Demon deals 1 fire damage to her. So she takes 1 fire damage. Now let's see if we have anything that can stop that. We do. We have this actual hide armor, which if I recharge this card to reduce cold or combat damage dealt to me by 1. Oh wow. See, this would have been great for our other hand. So recharging this card means basically I put it in the bottom of the deck, and that's that. If defeated, you may immediately attempt to close this location this henchman came from. So we're going to try to close this location. Okay, so let's see what we have here. She has a combat check of 12. So we are going to we're going to use our crossbow. That's not going to help. That's not going to help. Shuffle this card into your hand. It has +1 plus D8 to add a D8 plus the scenario adventure deck number, which is 1, to your combat check. So I'm going to shuffle this card into my deck. That's going to give me a D8. This weapon is going to give me my range skill, which is my dexterity, which is a D12. And it's range, so it's dexterity +1. Okay. And I get a D6 out of this as well. So this guy's a 12, so there's a good chance that we can get through this. So I've got to take my cohort and shuffle him back into the deck. So we're going to put that there. We have our crossbow. We have a +1 on top of this. So we've got to roll better than a 12. And 6, 4, and 3 is a 13, +1 is a 14. We barely did it. So we defeated this. Now, when closing, each character at this location must summon forth the adventure's servitor demon. So that really sucks, because the servitor demon, according to this card, and I'm going to show you, oh man, we're just not having any luck, is a demonling, because we're doing into the world wound. So now, in order to close this location, I've got to face another check. And a demonling, there we go. Demonling is immune to electricity, poison traits. Before you act, succeed at a wisdom or perception check. So that's a D8 plus wisdom, survival wisdom, +3. So that's a D8 +3. Let's see if there's anything that we can do. No, there's nothing that I can do with that. This doesn't count yet, so I'm going to put this back in my hand. So, oh wow. Check or the demonling may not be evaded, and the difficulty of the checks to defeat the demonling is increased by 3. So I have to beat this wisdom check. This is like really cruel. Okay, so I have to beat a 7 on a D8 +3. Oh man, I can't believe this. 1 +3, nope. So now what happens is he goes up to an 11. So now I play my crossbow. I use my dexterity plus, which is range, +1, plus a D6. Yeah, that's it. If I had another range weapon, I can use that. So now I have to beat an 11 on a D6 and a D12. And my rolls haven't been earth-shattering. 8 and 3 is 11. We barely get by the demonling. Awesome. So he goes back in the box. The henchman goes back into the box. And let's see, when closed, there's no effect. When you move here, bury a card. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so that's closed. Let's make sure that she's not in here. No, she's not. We lost a lot of good stuff, but we did not have to face a barrier. So I'm just going to put this stuff over here. So now we've got 2 out of the 4 locations closed. So now it's Alan's turn. So let's see how that's going to turn out. Okay, so now we've got to go up to 5 cards. So I've got to draw 2 cards. I drew a longsword and a javelin for Adwin. She's at this location here, which we just closed, which is great. We got to turn over a blessing card to start our turn. And we're getting a little thin here. Not too bad. We've got plenty of time to take care of this. This first one isn't that hard. I'm going to take Alan because he's really not setting the world on fire. I'm going to move him over there. We lost our ally, so that doesn't help things very much. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to search over there and see what we can find there. We have a bolus. For your combat check, reveal this card. You may use dexterity or range skill plus a d4 minus 1. You may additionally discard this card and add another d4. D4, 1d4 minus 1. If you fail this check against a non-villain monster and are proficient with weapons, you may put the monster on the top of its location. Discard this card to evade a monster you encounter whose highest difficulty to defeat is 12 or lower. Well, that doesn't sound too good. We have this, which isn't too impressive. Let's see, potion of striding, and I actually think I grabbed the cards from the wrong pile. That's awesome. So you would get these 2. Whoops. Whoops, 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 whoops. Oh, I knew I messed this up. I knew I messed this up. Yep, I did. That's okay. I'm able to fix it. There. And there. Okay, so that. Alright, I made heads or tails of it. Okay, I know I grabbed 2 of the wrong things. Okay, so he's supposed to have a longsword. I knew I grabbed it from the wrong pile. I actually had messed it up a bit, but I got it all squared away. Let's see if there's anything weird here that I should be worried about. No, that's good. That makes sense. Okay, good. Alright. Sorry about that, but I got it right. We got this right. Okay, that's 5 cards. This is 4 cards. And, okay. So, Alan's at the armory. And we're going to explore. And, of course, Blackfire Adept. Jeez. Let's see what she does. At least we can close this location and close it down, because now I think I know where the person is. Before you act, a character at the location summons and encounters the adventurous servitor demon. Oh, so we've got to take on the demonling again. And like I said, with him, we have to either succeed at a wisdom, which is D6 perception wisdom plus 1, or a perception, which he does. D6. Ugh. That is not going to do it. I've got to roll a 6 on a D6, or else he goes up to an 11. Is immune to before you're active. Okay, here we go. 6. I rolled a 6. Unbelievable. So we get the +1. So we made that check. So he's actually just an 8 now. So we might get out of this all right. So for a combat check, reveal this card to use strength or melee skill, which is a D10 +2, and add a D8. So we're going to take a D10 +2 and a D8. And we've got to beat an 8. We can do that. We've got the +2, so I need to roll a 6 on these two. Trying to see if there's something I can... Additionally, you can banish this card to add 2d6. D8 or 2d6. Let's see if there's anything else I can banish. You may discard this card to re-roll the dice. Okay, and take the second result. Alright, so we got that going for us. So we got these two cards. He's proficient with weapons, so we're alright. Okay, alright, great. So we need an 8. 4 + 2 is 6. Oh my god. That was horrible. You may discard this card to re-roll the dice. Okay, so I'm going to discard this card to re-roll those dice. Oh my god. All I need is an 8. Oh, there we go. A 9 and a 3. So I defeated the demonling. We haven't even faced the boss here. Alright. She has a combat check of an 11. So, we're going to take the D8 with the +2. So we have that. The D10. Yes. What else can I do? I'm going to banish this card to add 2d6 because my rolling has been just so awesome. So banishing it, it actually, well, you're supposed to put it underneath the character card, but it is gone from the, well, banishing it is actually gone from the game. So I'm going to take and remove the javelin from the game. So that should take care of that. So let's see. My dog's being a jerk. There we go. So let's see. Let's make the roll. We need to defeat her. If undefeated, oh god, this is nasty. So I've got enough dice. I have to roll an 11 here, at least an 11. 5, 10, yeah, more than enough. 19. Alright, so that gets rid of her. Now, when closing, summon and acquire a random weapon. Okay. That's a random weapon. Here we go, sickle. So we're going to put that into our hand, along with our long sword. These two things, these two armors that we could have used, are gone now. And that location is closed. So what that means is the main villain's right there. So that's what we got to do to get by this. So we're going to head right over there. So I've got to draw up another card. And we got caltrop beads. Okay. That can help us. And We still have 5 cards here, so we're going to turn over a blessing. We're going to move Adwin here. And honestly, I think we're going to wait. We're going to wait and we're going to get Alan over there. And that's what we really need to do. So, we're going to end Adwin's turn. We are going to turn over another blessing card. And we're getting thin there. Move Alan over here. We're going to turn over a card, and it is a blessing. So Alan can really use that. And it's a dexterity check of 6 or divinity. And dexterity, he is not setting the world on fire. We have nothing in our hand to really help us with it. Combat check, combat check. Banish this card to defeat a monster you encounter whose highest difficulty to defeat is 9 or lower. No, that's not going to help us. So basically we're just not going to make it, so this is going to get banished to the box. Awesome, we could use that blessing. And she definitely would have done a great job with that, because she would have, with her wisdom and her divine skills, she would have had D8 and +1, which would have helped us out pretty much. Alright, so with that said, it's Adwin's turn. We're going to turn over another blessing. She is going to check, and there it is, the boss. Check to defeat is a 12. Before you act, summon and encounter a random monster from the box. So, I'm going to take the monsters. I'm going to mix them up. And I'm going to turn them over. And awesome! It's some kind of demon of some sort. Who's a check 12. That's awesome. Alright. The Cameroon is immune to electricity and poison traits. Before you act, succeed at an arcane or divine skill 9. Ugh. Arcane. Does she have arcane skill? No. Wow. You may not play spells that have the attack trait. If undefeated, bury an ally that lists diplomacy in its check to acquire. Oh boy. An ally. Oh my god, I got diplomacy. Do we have an ally? Bury an ally. I do not have an ally in my... Oh god, yeah, I do have an ally. And it has diplomacy, so I would have to bury this card. Awesome. So... D8. I gotta roll a D8. It actually has to be an 8. I don't know if I can do that. Oh, I did! I rolled it! An 8! +1 is 9. So I don't lose the ally. So now I go right to trying to defeat him. So, let's see if we can do this. Dexterity, D12, +1, because it's ranged. Let's see what else we got here. No, that's not going to help. That's not going to help. Oh, wow. So, dexterity, blah, blah, blah. So, we get a D6 with that. So, we need to somehow roll really well to get by him. Well, let's see if there's anything that he can give her. Difficulty, no. Is there something you may additionally discard this card to add another D6? So let's add another D6. So we're actually going to discard this card, add a d6 to this, so we need to get better than a 12. 5, 10, 12 plus 1 is 13. Alright. Very nice. So we defeated that monster, and now we face Sophini. We need to beat her with a 12 or an arcane 9. So let's go through this. We have our D12. We get our D6 for our crossbow. That's not going to help. That's not going to help. Bury this card to... no, that's not going to help. That's not going to help. But let's see what he's got here, because I know he had something. Banish this card to add 1d4 to our check. So we're going to do that. And this card is going to go into the item. These guys are catching a beat. If any d6 rolled on this check is a 6, count it as a 7. No, that's not going to help. That's not going to help. So it's basically +1. Let's hope that we can do it here. We need a 12. And we've got a 9, a 4, and a 1. +1. That's more than enough. And we did it. We defeated it, and we get to close out this location. But what happens when we close it? Choose a type of boon other than loot summon to acquire a random boon of that type. Then loot, summon, and acquire a random boon of that type. Well, there was nothing. I think we'll just grab this, and there we go. She's defeated. We've actually made it out of this scenario. I think I played it right. Now, that was pretty tough. So now each character gains a feat. So we would check off some things. Now what I did is I went to Pathfinder and I printed out these really nice sheets. I've got them for all 3 of the box sets. And in here also they had some of the, I'm going to show you in a minute, the redemption cards, the cards that we were able to redeem. And we were able to redeem nothing because we got to see nothing pretty much, and we weren't able to save any of the cards. So you can keep track of it by doing that. Also, there was a smaller version, unfortunately. When you print it out, you actually have it to fit page. So it gets big enough like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick some of the stuff. I'm going to adjust their decks and so forth and so on. And then I'm going to think about, and if everybody liked what I did here, maybe we'll go on to the next adventure, which is, we did the Godless one, is the Elven Entanglement. So I think that'll be kind of fun to do. I'm going to pick my myth paths, because now each character gets a myth path. A mythic path, I'm sorry, and you can see you got 2 of them. You can actually print them out and attach them to your character if you wanted to. What I'm going to do is print them out and staple it to the character, and for the rest of this campaign this path will be on here, and I'll be able to start using D20s and stuff. So that's it. That's the playthrough of this. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's riddled with mistakes. I'm going to go through and see what I can do to clean it up a bit. For the next scenario, if we do it, or if I found so many mistakes, I may do another video and just correct everything that I did. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.